What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Draft and Stash for all your NBA and, but more importantly, all of that Memphis Grizzlies news. It has been a while, but as you can see, Frank moved, and I've just been lazy. So on today's episode, we're finally going to get into grading the offseason of the NBA. We're going to go team by team and then spend some time with the Grizzlies to kind of explain what they're doing. But before that, let's hit that intro.
Morant with a running start. Oh my goodness!
All right, finally back, man. It's been, I think, like at least like 3 months now.
Well, yeah, just about long, I think.
It's close. Yeah, I think we didn't have beards back then. It's crazy. Yeah.
So yeah, they've been growing that long, and this is all we've got to show for it.
It does look. It's weird now that your background is just like a corner. Like it used to be, at least have like a window and some stuff or whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna work on that. We're gonna get a little bit of a
it's like a closet or something
for the viewers here soon. It's just kind of a sparse corner in my new room here.
Nice, man. So I was going to like message Jared Culver behind me, dude, but his Twitter handle thing still says a part of the Timberwolves. So I was like, fuck that. How dare you? All right, guys, so let's just jump right into it. We're going to get into these grades to see what is going on. The Atlanta Hawks, A-. DeLon Wright, Gorgie Jang, Jalen Johnson, which I thought was a pretty good draft. Not, I'm going to say steal, but like really good value. I would say that Sharif Cooper was probably a steal. I think he was like 6 or something.
Yeah, he fell really far.
He fell, yeah. They were able to bring back John Collins, be it on like a pretty big ass deal. That they paid Trae Young, so it looks like their core is going to be together. And they didn't lose anybody really good. I mean, like Tony Snell, Chris Dunn, Bruno Fernando. But yeah, I like their direction. I feel like keeping everybody together and just like running it back is really good. Jalen Johnson could give them really good like a versatility. Sharif Cooper giving them another playmaker that I don't know if he could play with Trae Young, but very, very fun team for sure.
Yeah, I agree with the grade being somewhere around an A.
Yeah, totally.
Did, significant upgrades in some ways. Well, potential upgrades with who they got in the draft there.
Exactly. Yeah. The Boston Celtics get a B-. Is that too low? I mean, like they got to basically get Dennis Schroeder for free. They traded and got Josh Richardson, which cost them a little bit. They bring back Enes Kanter. And then they also bring back Al Horford, even though he's like a little bit older here. They are able to extend Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, who you love, and they lose Kemba, who I don't think really affects them. Evan Fournier didn't really fit there. Tristan Thompson was trash, and Semi Ojeleye, which might be a little bit of a loss, but do you think a B- is too low?
I think a B- is maybe a tad too low. I think this is a solid offseason. I don't think there's much to be disappointed about here. I think that extending Marcus Smart and Robert Williams were both key, very smart moves that were, I think those guys have a place in the future of this lineup. So
I agree. I mean, like, I honestly think that Josh Richardson brings almost as much with his defense in terms of losing offense off of losing Fournier. But Dennis Schroeder should fit a little bit better than Kemba Walker did, who just, I don't know, he just wasn't like a, I feel like Dennis Schroeder's more of a point guard, and Kemba Walker's more like a scoring guard. So I think I think as long as they're healthy, they should finally get back to like that like top 4 area.
Yeah, people talked a lot of trash about Schroeder after the whole
oh my god, yeah,
contract, but
lost all that money. Definitely nuts. The Brooklyn Nets, they land Patty Mills, which I know that he had a lot of suitors, and I think that's like to me, I wanted him to go to the Lakers. I thought that he fit there really, really well. But landing in with the Brooklyn Nets, I guess he just comes off the bench has like a point guard, outside shooter gunner. They get James Johnson, which I guess is okay. Javon Carter, who knows how much he actually plays. Drafting Cam Thomas at like 28 or something, and then getting Day'Ron Sharpe as like another strong big man. Very, very solid. I think this is closer to a B than a B+. And I feel like them and the Celtics should both be Bs. But what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the Celtics and the Nets had kind of similar caliber off seasons here. They had a solid draft. I think bringing in Patty Mills could be a key signing for them. They need somebody in that backup guard position that can really just kind of fire away.
Exactly. Yeah,
and
totally.
And Javon Carter's kind of a wild card here, man.
Yeah.
I mean, as a, former Grizz, we're kind of, we traded him away. He had some success with the Phoenix Suns, but then wasn't really part of this team that made it, all the way to the end there without winning the chip. But, I think he could really find a niche here on this team and kind of prove his skill set. Maybe. He's
definitely like a fan guy. I think as soon as he gets out there and he starts like pushing people around and stuff, the fans will like really like him up there. He's always been like really great at that. So
and then obviously you had to extend KD. Re-signing Blake was, I think, a good move for them. He really showed that he would play a role for them last year. So
yeah, he was solid. And then like KD gets that huge deal, whatever. Losing Spencer Dinwiddie, maybe it hurts. I mean, like you don't really know because he was hurt most of last year. So that's kind of like it's like a net negative loss because you just don't really know. I mean, like maybe Patty Mills comes in like and does exactly what he was going to do anyway. So, but the Nets I think might be favorites to make the like finals. The Charlotte Hornets added so many wing dudes. Man, they went out and got Kelly Oubre, and then they drafted James Bouknight, and then they extended Terry Rozier, and for a minute there was rumors of them going and getting Lauri Markkanen or whatever. So I was a big fan of Kai Jones as well. I love that he'll be with like Lonzo, and he's just going to be catching me. Like he had a couple of absurd dunks in the summer league. Like he had one where he went like between the legs on like a fast break. Like that dude's going to be like a walking highlight.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting team for sure. And I think he's definitely the kind of center that can run with this sort of small ball type core that they're building.
Definitely.
In Charlotte. Kelly Oubre, that's another guy I think could have a chance here to sort of swing back into a role that we sort of envisioned for him in Golden State, like as not a primary scorer, but a guy that can get you close to 20 on any given night. And, is just a solid 3-point shooter. He was not that in Golden State. So we'll see. And then, Mason Plumlee, I think that's maybe a slight upgrade over Cody Zeller. It's kind of a similar type.
It doesn't take much.
Yeah, not by much.
Who do you think starts for them?
I think we had talked about it a little bit. So they're obviously Lonzo at 1. 2 would probably be Rozier.
Okay.
3. I don't know. Do they start Kelly Oubre? I don't know.
I mean, like, is it him or is Gordon Hayward, or do you slide Kelly Oubre to the 4 and then does Miles go to the bench? I mean, like,
Bridges. You got to remember Bridges. I was thinking him at the 4, perhaps, but
So I don't know. It's definitely. I mean, like having more depth is always good. So I can't wait for them to try and figure it out. I'm shocked that the Bulls only got a B here. They add DeMar DeRozan, they add Lonzo Ball, they add Alex Caruso, Derrick Jones, Antonio Bradley, and all they lose is Javonte Green and Devin Dotson. I'm sorry. No, they lost Lauri Markkanen. Like Thaddeus Young is old. I don't really, I mean, like Thomas Satoransky's average at best. Daniel Tice, I don't really care about. Garrett Temple is really old. Al-Farouq Aminu is really old. So giving up on Lauri Markkanen is one thing. And then they brought back Javonte Green and Devin Dotson. This team's going to be, I think, a very professionally built team. That makes sense to you. Like, having like a lot of, wing size with Lonzo, DeMar, and Zach LaVine. And then they're also bringing back Vucevic. Who do you think plays power forward? Like Patrick Williams?
Yeah, they're going to start Patrick Williams at the 4, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
The organization and the fan base seems to have a lot of confidence in him, and as they should. He seems to have a lot of talent. He showed out in this year's summer league. So.
He did. I just thought he was more of like a small forward type, but I guess in this
might be. I don't know if he's got. I'm not really sure why they would play him power forward over small forward at this point. I think maybe it's due to a lack of offensive skill set in some ways, like ball handling, maybe secondary playmaking. Maybe he just doesn't have that yet.
Yeah,
but I don't know. He seems to have a lot of talent, man. He can score, and
definitely
he's a really great defender. So I think he can hang at the 4
And I mean, like, it shows that the Bulls are tired of not making the playoffs. They're going all in here, maybe for like. I mean, I'm assuming like a first round loss, but
in this era of swinging for the fences and just going for chips, there's something to be said on loading up for guys. Not saying that these guys won't have a chance at winning the title coming out of the East, but they're clearly not going to be the favorites. But I think there's something to be said about just upgrading, getting into the playoffs. These are going to be exciting players to watch.
Definitely. I mean, I would bet all my money that they don't win the title.
I would too, man. They're not really a championship caliber team, but that's my point. You don't have to be.
I don't see them beating the Nets. I don't see them beating the Bucks. I don't see them beating the Sixers. The Celtics will be a really good series, and Knicks will be like a really good series. I don't think that they could beat the Hawks, So, so I definitely had them around like 6, 7, or 8.
That's the brutally realistic take from Drafted Stash there for you Bulls fans.
Cleveland gets a C-. They add Ricky Rubio, Lauri Markkanen, and they draft Evan Mobley. They and also bring back Jared Allen. I don't know why this is like a C-. This is not a bad offseason for them.
Yeah, that's what I was. I read through this article a little bit earlier, and I was thinking the same thing. This seems a little harsh.
Yeah, I mean, I would put them up around a B. Also, they lose Larry Nance. Who cares? They lose Torian Prince. Who cares? And Dellavedova, I think that Rubio is better than him, so I don't think that's like a loss. And then they get to add a future all-star big in Mobley and also bring back Jerry Allen. So I don't know. I think that this is really a harsh year for Cleveland. I still don't think that they're going to be really good, but their offseason was definitely better than that.
Yeah, the whole Nance Markkanen swap there, not that it was a direct trade or anything, but just kind of replacing Nance with
different skill sets. Yeah.
I'm not in love with that. I guess the idea is to provide more of a true shooter at that position, to surround, their budding guards, Garland.
Well, I mean, it's just like a mixture of things. I mean, having Nance get moved out.
There were rumors that he wanted out to be more on more of a winning team. So.
Yeah, but Lauri Markkanen, I think he comes in that they're around the same size, but Markkanen adds shooting, but they still have Isaac Okoro, and now with Mobley coming in, I think this will give him a clear direction as well. Yeah. So I think it's like when the Grizzlies moved Allen. It was more so just like a clear up, like minutes and stuff. I think.
Yeah.
Pistons get a B. Bringing in Kelly Olynyk, Trey Lyles, Cade Cunningham. They lose Amadou Diallo, Corey Joseph, Rodney Magruder, Frank Jackson. It's like a bunch of random bench scrubs. I'm sorry, they bring back all these bench scrubs, and then they lose Mason Plumlee and Wayne Ellington, who are other bench scrubs. This is again, I guess they're just getting a lot of points for Cade, because Trey Lyles is is a solid wing guy. He plays a little defense, he can jump a little bit. Corey Joseph, is solid still, I guess, but I don't know. What do you think here?
Yeah, I think this is mostly just ballooned by the value of getting paid number 1 overall here, just franchise altering type potential player. So he's huge for them, and Kelly Olynyk, he doesn't move the needle at all for me. He'll be a solid role player for him. He'll play minutes, but I definitely don't think the deal is gonna harpoon them in any way. It's just a 3-year, $37.2 million. So not bad.
I haven't really liked Olynyk since he yanked Love's arm out of socket.
Yeah, he just
but
he's a solid player, but you just don't like him because of that, I guess. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, but. Solid offseason for him, almost purely because of that.
Pacers didn't really do a whole lot either. B- might be too high. They go and get Torrey Craig. They get Chris Duarte, who had some people here that were very high on him. And then I think their coach is their biggest thing.
He's just 30 already, so
he just turned 27 actually.
Yeah.
They bring back TJ McConnell. They lose Dougie Buckets and Aaron Holiday, but they have 2 other Holidays, so it's fine, I think. Pacers, I kind of wanted more out of them here. Isaiah Jackson could be really good. Is that them kind of moving to get rid of Miles Turner at some point? Because they're both more defensive minded bigs.
They could be angling for that. Maybe it's just a fallback. Turner's really talented, man. I'm sure they want to hold on to him as long as they can. Yeah. I don't know. The Sabonis and Turner thing still kind of...
It's weird.
You don't know if it's working or not because of the health both of those guys are kind of in and out of the lineup throughout the season. Sabonis is a stud, man. I know he's their guy if they were to pick one of the two, but I think honestly, the biggest arrival to me is Rick Carlisle as head coach.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a big retooling to me. Nate Jorgensen was not great.
They should never
the lineup for a large majority of the season. I stopped watching the Pacers at some point because I became frustrated with the way he was doing things. I would love to watch them again under Carlisle. I think that's going to be great for them.
Yeah, I mean the
offense going through Sabonis, engineered by Carlisle, is going to be very exciting.
The Pacers definitely failed upwards here after firing Nate McMillan and then getting a chance to get arguably the current top coach in the league.
They did, yeah, they did, and shout out to Nate McMillan getting the permanent job in Atlanta. I think that was a great move and hire, keeping him on, making him the permanent head coach there. But other than that, I don't see anybody that really is. Re-signing TJ McConnell's okay. He's solid.
Miami Heat get an A+, adding 39-year-old Kyle Lowry, or 48-year-old. I don't know how old he is.
Oh, you don't like it?
PJ Tucker's 107, and then asshole A.
Dude, PJ Tucker was a lot older. I remember. I mean, I looked up his age 2 or 3 years ago and was stunned by how old he was. So.
And then they bring back old broke knees Oladipo, super old.
I actually like that one. I like the Oladipo.
He's just hasn't played in 2 years, really.
He hasn't, but they got him on a deal where it doesn't matter. He's movable. Yeah. If he doesn't pan out, whatever. If he does anything, that's a great signing. In my opinion.
They extend Jimmy Butler. They bring back Duncan Robinson. They lose Dragic, Iggy. Who cares? Kendrick Nunn. Kind of, I don't know. That was kind of shocking to me. Ariza, who cares? Bleacher, who cares? Losing Achua. It to me just shows that they're all in here. I mean, an A+ for Kyle Lowry, that's insane to me. I just what? Okay, make this make sense to me,
dude. I mean, we talked about it. I think Kyle Lowry still has a lot to bring to the table, even at his old age.
Come on, man.
He's a dog, man. And this is the kind of culture that he's gonna come in and fit in right away. Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry. I can't think of a better pair in the NBA in terms of personality. I don't know about on-court fit. They both need the ball. We'll see. They're both kind of at times shaky as shooters, but defensively they're going to be amazing. I don't know, man. I like it. I don't know that I'd give it the best offseason grade of this entire article.
Which is, I think that's more so why. Well, I mean, if Kyle Lowry going there, it's a clear upgrade. But to me, this is like a B+. It's not an A+. I mean, an A+ to me would have been them bringing in Kyrie Irving or something or whatever, where it's just a clear in his prime star joining these other guys. This is like a home run swing. To me, Kyle Lowry is, I don't know. I mean, it's a gamble.
It is a gamble. It's definitely a gamble. But, I think this is an upgrade clearly for them.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's pretty old. But, him, PJ Tucker, those guys are be good.
Milwaukee Bucks get a B+, bringing back George Hill, right? I feel like he was there a while ago.
I think he was. Or
am I wrong? Bringing in Grayson Allen, who's the obvious Milwaukee player. He joins two other white dudes in Pat and Dante DiVincenzo. That they bring in Simi, who I like, Rodney Hood, whatever. Losing Bobby Portis is crazy to me. I did not see that coming. And they did not bring back Giannis's brother. I guess now that Giannis is locked up, they don't need his brother anymore. Oh, I'm sorry. They're bringing back Bobby Portis and Adonis. Okay, yeah. I was like, damn, did they just let his brother go? That's crazy. They lost PJ Tucker and Bryn Forbes. Okay, gotcha. B+ on here. Does it say if George Hill? Can you look that up real quick? I feel like, yeah, I feel like
Monte Ellis played for them.
Yeah, I feel like George Hill played here, but okay. I mean, George Hill is better than Bryn Forbes. That's fine, I guess. And the Grayson Allen brings a little bit more stability than which they could use, in the finals. Definitely, I think Grayson will fit a really good role there around 15 minutes or so. He's a pretty good shooter.
Yeah, they just put more shooting around Giannis. I feel like is basically the key at this point.
It's fine.
Yeah.
York Knicks, A-. I kind of agree with that. They land Kemba, they land Evan Fournier, they draft Quentin Grimes, who's great, that they bring back Derek, Nerlens, Alec Burke, Taj, who's a little older at this point. They extend Julius Randle, who's worked his ass off, and they lose Alfred, who was doing nothing there, and they lose Reggie, who kind of hurts, but bringing in Kemba and Evan, I think fixes that. I mean, like they needed shooting, and they completely addressed that with Kemba like an Evan here, whatever, and then like a Deuce is pretty good as well. I'm excited for the Knicks and like the Knicks fans or whatever, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think this was a good offseason for him. I agree. I think I'd put it right around an A-, maybe an A. They didn't lose much at all, and what they added in Kemba and Fournier, I think, could be awesome rotation players for them. Re-signing Noel and Rose, I think that's great, man.
Yeah, I mean, like if they can figure out how their guard rotation is going to work, adding Kemba and Evan to Emmanuel Quickley and Derrick Rose, they could be off to the races. Orlando get to B-. Robin Lopez, Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner. I love both those rookies. Going there is really great. New head coach though, but they bring back Franz's brother Moritz, and they lose Otto Porter and their coach Steve Clifford. B-, I guess. I mean, like it might be like a little bit lower for me personally, but I'd love Jalen Suggs. I'm 50-50 on Franz, but I think he'll be a solid role player for them going forward. What do you think?
I mean, I think getting Suggs was a windfall for him.
Yeah,
and,
definitely. Shocking.
I like Franz coming into the draft. He's kind of who I wanted the Grizz to take if he was maybe to fall that far. Obviously, he didn't.
Would you rather have him over Zaire?
If I was to want the better player now, sure.
Well, I'm saying like if both players are on the board, you get to pick.
I mean, honestly, I've talked myself into Zaire. I think I would take Zaire over over Franz at this point, just because of the ceiling with Zaire.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Franz could definitely come in right now and play more, and I would trust him around like 15 minutes a game. Whereas Zaire, he's definitely going to need at least a year to get his feet wet, and to understand, what's going on. Which is why I like he has really good veterans in front of him, and we just don't need him. So he's really going to be like a luxury that there's
going to be no pressure on him at all.
Exactly, yeah, which is really cool. I love Jalen Suggs. I'm excited for Orlando down there. It'd be great for them to get back Isaac next year and everything. I kind of would have rather them had taken Jonathan Kuminga maybe, but Jalen Suggs is awesome. So
yeah, I think Kuminga went 7th to the Warriors. He would have been the perfect pair for Suggs there, but
Yeah. Moving on to the Sixers, had them as a B-. They basically switch out Andre Drummond with DeAndre Jordan, bring back Danny Green, Korkmaz, who I've liked Korkmaz for a while now, extend Embiid, and they lose Dwight Howard, which Andre Drummond might be worse than Dwight Howard, right?
I think they're a wash at this point.
Yeah.
I think Andre Drummond might be able to score a little bit more, but
defensively,
Dwight Howard's shown a lot of life in the last couple seasons.
I think the difference is that Dwight Howard knows his role.
Yeah.
And he's willing to just be the guy at the basket, which is what Andre Drummond needs to do, but he still thinks he's like a superstar, and he's not. But do you think that they actually trade Ben Simmons?
I don't know, man. I think there's clearly a rift between the two parties here, so I think they're desperate to get a deal done. I just don't think anybody is liking what they're wanting for him. I think they're being unrealistic about wanting the 4 first-rounders,
Yeah. Would you do the trade that they talked about here where it's like Dylan Brooks, Kyle Anderson, like a multiple picks?
I wouldn't do that.
No?
I wouldn't. I think it's kind of weird to say that a multi-time All-Star and
Defensive Player of the Year candidate,
first team All Defensive Player is taking a gamble, but I think at this point it would be taking a gamble. You're gambling what looks to be almost a surefire promising future with John Jaren, and you're putting it on the Simmons timeline, right? And if he doesn't really turn out to be a good fit with Ja, then
he's only 25
on that, and I don't know if that's worth.
His deal is at least good for like another 3 seasons. So he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, I don't know if he's a star that you swing for. Toronto Raptors get a B. They get Gordon Dragic. They trade for Pressure Chua, which to me is cool. Sam Decker, Sivi. I don't know how to say this guy's name. And then they the world and take Scotty Barnes, which I'm totally cool with. And then they bring back Gary Trent.
That was big.
Birch. They lose Lowry, Aaron Baines, Rodney Hood. I think the Raptors make the playoffs next year.
Yeah, I could 100% see that. The one thing they're betting a lot on having Fred VanVleet be the starting guard here and like the primary initiator.
With Gary Trent also, though.
I'm not saying he can't do it. He's an all-star.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Losing Lowry is huge, and I was really expecting them to take Suggs there to kind of fill that hole.
I think everybody was, man. But, I think that they just gambled on, Fred VanVleet and Trent will be in their prime for the next couple of years.
Yeah. And that's maybe that's a gamble worth taking because Barnes is sure as he's looking very talented and ready to go right away. So
the possible potential of Pascal Siakam and Scotty Barnes probably rivals when they had Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter.
Yeah.
Having like those two all-star wings that they should have never have let go.
And we've already seen Siakam play against or with one defensively talented wing around Scotty Barnes' side.
Yeah. So I love Scotty Barnes. I think that they'll be really good. I think that they make the playoffs next year and that they're able to build on that. So they have a really great GM as well. Washington Wizards get an A-. Look at them. They add Spencer Dinwiddie, Kyle Kuzma, KCP, Montrezl Harrell, Aaron Holiday, Corey Kispert, and they changed coaches. They basically get like a whole new unit here. That's like 6 players. Good Lord. And then they lose Russ, he just didn't work out there. Robin Lopez, Alex Len, who cares? Ish Smith, who cares? Scott Brooks, hopefully just goes back to college. And then they bring back Raul Neto. I guess Spencer Dinwiddie, the hope is that he plays next to Bill better than Russ did, and Kyle Kuzma maybe just look bad behind all those other players in LA. What do you think about all their moves?
Losing Russ, man, I thought that they were headed for a clear downgrade type offseason, but the guys they reloaded with, getting Dinwiddie, getting Kuzma, as much as we have dogged on Kuzma on this show before. I mean, he's got talent, man. He played behind LeBron. Let's not forget. KCP, Montrezl Harrell,
They desperately needed depth. They
did, and they have it now. Even Aaron Holiday, I would give. He's a solid rotation kind of guy.
They just had like so many below average guys out there playing minutes. I mean, just like G League players. And so now you pair all these real NBA players
with Beal.
With Bill, with Davis Bertans, and Rui Hachimura, So I think that this is like a definite like good move for them. So do you think that? At all the teams that we looked at, like all the grades were fair or not so fair or what?
I thought they were a little off base on certain ones. The ones that really stood out to me, like I think we said the Heat at A+ was a little extreme.
A little extreme, yeah. And then there's a team that had like a really bad grade that like I don't know why they had a bad grade or whatever. God, who was it?
Well, the Pelicans had a D+, which I think might be a little harsh.
No, it's fine.
I mean, I do think they had considerably the worst offseason. It's just because of the lack of direction. The Cavs, they had a C-.
Yes. Yeah. I was very confused by that one. I did not get that one. I was like,
and then the Clippers in LA being flip-flopped was a little weird.
It was really weird. But okay, guys, that was a whole bunch of offseason talk for you. Soothe you over until like another month from now when we finally come back with another video.
As always, move to my next place.
Yeah, as always, if you want our bi-weekly episodes, you should subscribe. Hopefully we will get back. But at some point we're going to do a division by division take on all the teams and what we think that their records are going to be. Basically just like a huge preseason look at every team and their rosters and stuff and our expectations. Any last words?
Just thanks for watching, guys. I enjoyed going through that list there, man. It was nice, like getting to judge somebody else's work for once. So
yeah, fuck them. Yeah. All right, guys. Until next time, let's go Grizz.
Let's go Grizz.